Now, long live EFF, long live. I hule EFF, I hule. Tata, EFF, Tata. Down with Jacob Zuma, down. Down with ANC, down. Amandla. Kialaboa, our leaders, the Deputy President, the officials of the EFF, Kialaboa by Tapele, Kaufela from national leadership, province, the region, the province from other provinces, leaders from other provinces, the ground forces, EFF, Lema Kanselara Kaufela, by EFF. Like the Deputy President has already spoken, we want to take this opportunity to thank the ANC for having done a wonderful job of calling this rally today. That's why you see Mutebo Dlamini here, a member of the ANC coming to witness the success of the rally organized by the ANC. Because if it was not of the ANC, we're not going to be here in Free State today. So they invited us. And they said we have an appointment with them here at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court because we must come and discuss the apartheid legislation. They want an assistance on how best can they repeal the apartheid legislation. But they do not know how. So they want the best brains of the EFF to be used in doing away with that legislation. So the ANC has called us to come and help them to do away with an apartheid legislation. Because when we take it to court, we are going to use our own ideas to demonstrate how this law is not in line with the Constitution. And that's what the ANC want. Because the ANC does not have the brains to challenge that legislation. So they pretend like they are charging us, they are not. They want to do away with the apartheid law, but they don't know how. And the EFF will do the job. They do so because the act is about protecting white people. Floyd says Europeans, white people. That's a polite way the apartheid was using of saying white people. They were saying Europeans, so that they confuse those who do not understand language dynamics. But what Europeans means is white people. This was a law passed after the adoption of the Freedom Charter on the 26th of June 1955 at Kliptown. They passed this law reacting to the Freedom Charter, because the Freedom Charter was saying, occupy the land wherever you choose to occupy the land. It's not Malema, it's the Freedom Charter. It's not Malema, it's Z.K. Matthews, it's O.R. Tambo, it's Walter Sisulu, it's A.P. Mda, it's Nelson Mandela, who said before me that you must occupy the land wherever you choose. So the ANC is using the law which was meant to challenge the Freedom Charter against anyone who promotes the aspirations of the Freedom Charter. Because all we are saying, if every single clause of the Freedom Charter is implemented, our people will be free from economic oppression. The ANC dumped the Freedom Charter in a political dustbin. We went to fetch it, we cleaned it up, and they are offended by the fact that we have cleaned up the Freedom Charter. We are implementing the Freedom Charter. So no law that seeks to protect white people will succeed in a democratic South Africa. They say I said in Newcastle, we must slaughter white people. I never said that. If I wanted to say it, I will say it. But all I said was that we are not calling for their slaughter. Unlike them, they slaughtered black people. They killed black people. They committed black genocide. Now declare the things that he can stand up to lecture us about incitement. He has not incited de Klerk. He presided over the killing of our people. And de Klerk must know that every evening when he sleeps, he must pray that Malema must never be a president of South Africa. Because if I become the president of South Africa, I will lock up de Klerk for the crimes they committed against black people for a very long time. De Klerk deserves to be in jail. De Klerk deserves to rot in jail. De Klerk was never punished for the killing of black people. Who is de Klerk to lecture me about democracy? A murderer? I will never listen to de Klerk. My wish is to see de Klerk in prison. My wish is to see de Klerk suffering for a very long time for the crimes they committed against black people. They were never punished for that. Hey, de Klerk, I'm not the one who introduced reconciliation. I am not for reconciliation. I am for justice. There is no reconciliation without justice. And justice is the return of the land. There will never be justice if the land is not returned. Don't talk to me about peace. There's no peace without justice. Justice is the return of the land. There will never be peace at the expense of justice. All what they see from us, we are just pretending. Our smiles are not genuine. We are hating inside. We have lost our loved ones. They were buried in unidentifiable graves. Our sisters, our brothers were killed by de Klerk, by Botha, by Malan. They were buried in graves which cannot be identified till today. And they said to us, we must forget and move forward. We will never forget until the bodies of our loved ones are returned to our families and they are buried with dignity. De Klerk, it's not me who's speaking. De Klerk, you are not troubled by Julius Malema. You are troubled by the spirits of those who died, who were killed by your government, who were buried in unidentifiable graves. I'm fighting for those people. I want justice for those families. I don't have anything against white people. But I have a problem because black people are suffering in this country. Why us? Are we a cursed nation? Did Jesus Christ die for us to suffer like this? What have we done to deserve such treatment in our own country? Why are we not finding waiters and waitresses that are white? Why are we not finding farm workers that are white? Why are we not finding security guards that are white? Why are we not finding the domestic workers that are white? What have we done? Why is it only us who are working, who are providing a cheap labor? What have we done To who? Why is it a black nation alone suffering so much? Our people do not have houses. Our people do not have jobs. All white people are working. All white people have got everything beautiful that comes with this land. We have nothing. And then I hear pastors have released statements that Malema is inciting violence. One, because I speak against white people, because I'm exposing the suffering of our people. Where were you, pastor? Where were you, bishop, when they put a black person in a coffin alive? A white man forcing a black person into a coffin. Where were you, pastor, to release a statement condemning that? You will never do that because it's a black person. Why? A black life is cheap. It doesn't matter. When you talk about white people, you invite enemies. I'm not hating them. Why is the black nation suffering? Why is the ANC not doing anything about it? We will do something about it. We will fight for it. We will do everything in our power, whatever it takes, to collapse white supremacy and replace it with an equal society where there will not be black or white, there will be humanity. All of us who will enjoy the fruits of our freedom. It's not yet Uhuru, but we will arrive there. With the EFF alive, we will arrive there. We cannot be scared of prison. We cannot be scared of persecution. Our leaders have gone through worse situation. We are not going through anything. So you can be guaranteed that we will never retreat. When we live here, you see any beautiful piece of land, you like it, occupy it, it belongs to you. It is your land. It is the land of our forefathers. It is a land that was taken from us by white people by force through genocide. They killed our people. We are not talking violence. We are not promoting violence. But I cannot guarantee the future. I'm not a prophet. I'm talking now. We are not carrying any weapons. I will never kill white people. Why should I kill them? I will never revenge for what they did. I'm asking politely for the land to be returned. And if they don't return it, I cannot guarantee what will happen next. But they must be assured that this land we are fighting for peacefully, we are fighting for in parliament, we are fighting for this land on the streets, because we must conscientize society. So they are not conscious. Black people, some of them, they still suck up to white. Hey, Malema is inciting hatred. Hey, hatred what? You are suffering, man. Stop hating yourself. You say Malema is spreading hatred because Malema loves himself. I love my blackness. That's why I speak for blackness. And I'm not ashamed to speak up for blackness, because that's who I am. I'm not fighting against white people, but I'm not fighting for them. And I will never fight for them, because they don't want anything. They've got everything. Why do you fight for people who don't want anything? AfriForum is a boeremag. It's a group of Afrikaners who still wish for apartheid. They will never see it. Afrikaner boys, the poppers will dance. The EFF is coming for you, boys. Afrikaner boys, the ANC has made you to think this thing is still Orange Free State. This thing is not Orange Free State. This is Free State. When we take over power, Afrikaner males, you will know your place. Just pray. Pray to ancestors. Pray to Malan. Pray to Verwoerd. Pray and ask them for EFF not to come into power. Because we come into power, Afrikaner male, this side, this is where you belong. This is how you're going to behave. They must know. These Afrikaner males, they must know we are not scared of them. Ideologically, politically, and otherwise. We can take each other toe to toe. We are not scared of Afrikaners. This is not your land. You must know your place. You are visitors here. And the long stay of visitors depends on their conduct. If you continue to misbehave, feeding our people to lions, putting our people who are still alive in the coffins, then you are applying for something else. Be warned. We are not scared of anything. That includes the reclaiming of this land. That's why they opened a case in Free State and Newcastle. Because that's why these Afrikaners still think they are in charge. In these small dorpies, they think they are in charge. So they must know that even in the small dorpies, we are arriving. We are unstoppable. We are reclaiming what rightfully belongs to us. So, I see a lot of white people crying. Stop being crybabies. There's no one who's going to kill you. I've got one friend, one white friend called Adriano. So if we're to kill white people, I'll have to start with Adriano. So I won't do that. So stop being crybabies. You are scared because you know what you have done to us. You are troubled by what you have done to us. And you think we are like you. We are not like you. We are not like you. Don't push us too far. This country must be returned into the hands of rightful owners. There is no white man who's going to be driven to the sea here. We need you here. We need you to see black people prospering. We need you to see black people being successful. We want to prove it to you that we don't need a white master to be successful. We are going to nationalize the banks. We are going to nationalize the mines. We are going to expropriate the land without compensation. And when we nationalize, we are going to start with the properties of Rupert, Oppenheimer, all of them, these rich ones who think they are untouchable. We start with them. I heard Rupert making some silly joke. I'm not your friend. Must never think I'm a friend of a white monopoly capital. You think we are playing because we say Zuma must go, and you are saying Zuma must go, and you think that can make us friends. No. We say it from different positions. You are saying it for your own reasons, we are saying it for our own reasons. It doesn't make us friends. Remember that our strategic objective is to crush white monopoly capital. What is white monopoly capital? It's Rupert, it's Oppenheimer. We must crush them. They must come to our level. They must not be super rich. They must be to the level of everybody in an equal society. Fellow fighters, I can guarantee you the EFF is the only thing in South Africa that is black owned. There is nothing that black people own here, including taxis. They don't belong to black people. That guy who owns taxis there in the township, you think they are his? They are not. He took them through credit from the bank. So those combis, taxis, belong to the bank. the bank belongs to a white man. So the only thing owned by black people is EFF. There is no white man, not a single one, who can claim authority over the EFF. That's why we can say anything we like. We don't care whether the white pastors are complaining or not. You will do those things there to the ANC. We don't have white supervisors. We don't want white supervisors. That's why EFF must survive. That's why EFF must be the biggest thing to demonstrate to the white master that even black-owned things can be successful without supervision of a white master. This is the only thing. ANC is white-owned. That's why when you speak against white people in Newcastle, the first party to release a statement is the ANC. Because the white master says, hey, you see, you're quiet. Come on, man, go ahead. And then you are Mona go ahead with that movement as if it's a penguin. So we don't want such things. You can't find such things in the EFF. No white master calls the EFF for anything. Whatever we do, whatever we say, it is out of our own conviction, not because there is a white master that directed us to say that. The things we say about white people, if we had a white master, do you think he would have approved of such things? So these ones who have a mind of a rat, they still think that we are controlled by whites because they are controlled by whites. They can't own anything, small things, without supervision of white people. I don't hate white people. I don't want a white master. I will never have a white master. I've never worked for a white person in my entire life. I will never do that because I want to demonstrate and I want to inspire generations after generation that a black person can be successful without a white master. The system hates the EFF. The system hates Malema because they can't control them. There is no white master. The reason they hate us so much is because there is no white master who can say, I can vouch for the EFF. The media doesn't like us. Never. I mean, on my way to here, I get a headline that I'm arrested by the media. And then I start looking inside my car to check. Hey man, is this thing prison wall so? Or they confuse me with Mutlego. Arrested for what? No, Malema was speeding. Which car? Because I don't have a car. Which car will I speed? And because I don't have a car, which car will I drive? Kitlile ka lift mo. I know makashule na be ile ntjatsa hai mo tseleng gore di ntshware. Ba paletsu bana ba baloi. They will never do anything. Yeah. Ba be ile di ntja mo tseleng mo. Ke stop you every 2 minutes. Yeah, side. Ever ba sheba ka mo. No drive Malema. Baba disappointed. Because never sabatlu ki fitle mo. Mapodisa, policemen in uniform, communicating lies that they arrested me. Lekas tuile len twer. Let antuma from distance. Madiaka lekasi abone. Dinwa madikelena. You will never touch my blood, Baloi. I'm going to defeat you. Hey, Kefedit, I'm going to fresh data. Yaloki are high. le banana gore ke tla robala tronko ko robala le wa ka mosadi le bana baka ke le paletse. Once more I defeated you because you are a group of clowns. You don't know how to strategize. You don't know how to catch the enemy. I'm always 2 steps ahead of you. Careful, we're taking over this country. This country belongs to you. Continue fighting. Don't be scared. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Amanda! Amanda! Hauwe muswa makashule hauwe! Hauwe muswa mashodi hauwe! Hauwe muswa zuma hauwe! Pili pili kamuswa EFF pili pili! Amanda! Hauno makubis! Siyaya! Siyaya! No makubis! Siyaya! Siyaya! No mabese tubola! Besi shaya, besi bopa. No ma besi tubola, besi shaya, besi bopa.